Hey guys, so at the end of my last video, I said that I was going to film another video right afterwards. Well, my camera went dead about 10 seconds into filming that, so it's a while later when I'm filming this. But I'm going to do the Hunger Games tag that Alex and Joey did on their own channels, and I'm going to post it as a video response to their videos, and you should check out their videos, their tags, if you haven't seen them already. And I have my computer right here to look at the questions, so I'm sorry if it's making a lot of noise and you can hear that in the video. First question is, what is your favorite book in the trilogy? And I'm probably going to say the most unpopular answer and say Mockingjay. Usually the last book of the series is my favorite. I guess I just kind of like the conclusion, finally knowing how everything ends and what exactly happens, and I think a lot of other people don't like that. I think based off of what I've seen, usually the last book, or especially the last chapter of the book, or the epilogue, if there's an epilogue, is like the least popular, but I always really like them. Like, I liked the epilogue in Mockingjay, I liked the end. I would have liked to see more, of course, because I love the books and I would never complain about getting more, but I do like how it ended, and so Mockingjay definitely, just because it has like the conclusion and you finally know what happens, so. And I thought it was really epic and awesome at the same time. Second question is how long you would last in the Hunger Games, and I actually think my friends and I talked about this today or yesterday, one or the other. I think it was today, and I think I would die immediately. I would not go to the cornucopia. There's no way in a million years I would go to the cornucopia. I would run away and hide somewhere, but I have no survival skills whatsoever. I feel like I would be really easy to track down because I'm a really quiet person, but if I'm trying to be quiet and sneaky, then I'm really obvious. So I feel like they would find me really easily, and I would basically have no way to defend myself because I've never been taught self-defense. I took one self-defense class, and I learned basically nothing. And I was a Girl Scout, all through elementary and middle school, so you think I know how to survive in the wild, but I don't. Because our, camping, we didn't have to, find food, and we started fires, but it was, I was never good. We started fires, but I was never, good at it, so, yeah, I would probably die very quickly. Third question is, what is the strangest thing you thought would happen in the books? And I don't really know, because usually I'm not a person who sits there and while I'm reading the book and thinks on what I think is going to happen. As I'm reading the book, I don't really make judgments in my head. And in between books, because I did read the series before Mockingjay came out, and I don't really remember thinking I don't really remember making any predictions for the book. I thought Katniss and Peeta would end up together in the end, but I didn't. Other than that, I don't think I had really any predictions at all. So I might have thought about what would happen, but I hadn't set out any clear-cut things that I thought was going to happen. So I didn't really have anything strange that I thought was going to happen, at least that I remember. And question 4 is, how were you introduced to the Hunger Games? This is actually interesting. I was actually introduced through YouTube because Kaylee, or I'll say who, was talking about the books on her videos. That was the first I'd heard of them, and then all these other people started talking about them, so they sounded good, and so I went out and I bought them, and then a year, 2 years later, people at school started reading it, and now it's everywhere, which is really weird, because when I read it, no one in real life knew about the books. It was only people on YouTube and other places on the internet that I knew who had read them, so it's kind of weird how big it's gotten now, but I read them at least 2 years ago because of people on YouTube. 5 is favorite moment that happens in Hunger Games, and this is actually interesting because I have an immediate answer for Catching Fire and Mockingjay of my favorite moment, but for Hunger Games I don't have as clear cut of a moment. I like the cave scene, but at the same time it makes me sad. Well, I mean, most of the book makes me sad, but because Katniss is kind of lying to Peeta and everything. But I want to choose either the cave scene or something between Katniss and Rue, even though I'm not entirely sure what exact scene between Katniss and Rue. But I don't have one particular scene in the Hunger Games that like really sticks out to me. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to go with the part in Katniss's... I'm going to go with the part in Peeta's interview where he says that he's in love with Katniss, just because that was like a huge thing. It wasn't completely unexpected to me. I kind of saw it coming in a way, but it was definitely like a huge moment and had a really large effect on what happened in the book, obviously. So I'd probably say either that or the cave scene. Probably. 6 is who's your favorite character, and for me it's a tie between Katniss and Peeta. I'd probably choose Peeta over Katniss, but not by a whole lot. I really like both of their characters. Question 7 is what district you would be in, and I got in District 7 on the Capital PN website. I don't know if I'd actually be in District 7 because I'm a lumberjack in District 7 on the Capital PN website, and I do not think I would make a good lumberjack at all. But that being said, considering I want to be a teacher and a writer, that there's not really a district for that. I guess they have teachers in like all of the districts, so I kind of want to say District 12 just because it's where the books take place, but at the same time they're the poorest, and which makes me not want to live there, and I want to live in like one of the wealthier districts, but I don't know. And District 4 would be cool because it's by the ocean, so I really don't know. I'd probably choose District 12 though, just because it's where the books take place. Question 8 is what was the most emotional moment for you, and in the first book in Hunger Games I would have to say Rue's death. Either that or at the end of the books when Katniss tells Peeta that none of it was real. They both were really, really sad in different ways, but I think since Rue's death wasn't completely unexpected because obviously a lot of people had to die. So that didn't really affect me too much. It affected me. I thought it was emotional, but her telling Peeta, obviously, it wasn't entirely unexpected either, because you knew that she'd kind of been faking it, but it was still, that was just really sad, and I felt really bad for Peeta right then. So those two scenes would be tied for me in like different ways. And question 9 is what item from home would you take with you in the games? And this is a hard question because most of the stuff I would take with me are stuff that I would not have if I was living in Panem. Most of my like most meaningful things either have something to do with Harry Potter or something else that wouldn't exist, or they're like stuff that you wouldn't buy if you were living in like a poor district, so I don't really know. I've gotten several necklaces from family members and stuff over the years for different things. I actually have a necklace that my nanny gave me, and she's passed away now, so I would probably take one of those since that seems like a pretty safe thing. I think they let you take a necklace, and that would have sentimental value since it was given to me by someone I love, so probably one of those necklaces. Question 10 was what was the most evil plan that someone made in the books, and I am going to go with in Mockingjay when Coin kills Prim with the bomb. I definitely think that would be the most evil, just because, I mean, she blamed it on the Capitol, and she purposely made it so that Katniss' sister would die, and that is just Coin. I definitely think and this kind of goes along with question 12, which I'll go ahead and answer, who is your favorite villain in the series, which Coin is definitely the most evil to me. I see her as being more evil than Snow. I cannot stand Coin. The fact that she kills Prim, purposefully kills Prim in order to hurt Katniss, I definitely think that would be the most evil plan, although a lot of the stuff Coin does, such as like purposely putting Peeta with the Star Squad, even though she knew that he would probably hurt Katniss because she wanted him to kill Katniss. But I would definitely say her dropping the bomb on the workers, her dropping the bomb on the medical workers, including Prim, would be the most evil in the books. Although the Hunger Games themselves, the fact that they've been there for like a ton of years and tons of people have died through that is obviously extremely evil, but no one really makes that plan in the books, I guess. Snow is kind of like keeping it up. So I'm going to go with Coin's plan because she's purposely trying to hurt Katniss, who she's supposed to be on the same side as. Question 11 is, what are you most looking forward to in the film? And I'm just going to say, like, how the actors in the movie portray the characters. Especially, Josh Hutcherson keeps talking about how much he's like Peeta in real life in interviews. So it'll be interesting to see how he does Peeta, especially since Peeta's one of my favorite characters, and Jennifer Lawrence playing Katniss. I haven't actually watched like an entire movie that she's in, but I've seen like clips of stuff she's in, and obviously she was nominated for an Academy Award. So I really hope she does a good job as Katniss, and their like chemistry, hopefully they have good chemistry, and her and Gale. Liam Hemsworth is like the actor I'm most worried about probably, so I'm wondering how he'll pull off Gale, and just how like everyone acts and what it looks like too, like the sets and stuff, especially in the Capitol, what they look like. But I really want to see how the actors pull off all the characters. So that is all the questions. I will see you guys later. Bye.